Okay, thank you. Welcome. We are talking about healthy eating on the run today because we are all very busy people. And before we get started, we're kind of going to review what is healthy eating. So healthy eating is not only less of the bad stuff, but it's also more of the good stuff. So as we kind of review what the bad stuff and what the good stuff is, the typical American diet, we eat too many refined carbohydrates. So most of us need to cut back on refined carbohydrates. So when we use that word, what we mean is white flour products, so bread, biscuits, crackers, pasta, anything that's made out of white flour. White rice, refined potato and corn products, a lot of your cereals, we would consider them to be very refined. So again, most of us need to cut back on these foods. And then of course, sugar. There was a big report in the news this week about now they've attributed, I think they said 125,000 deaths to excessive sugar intake. So less pop, Kool-Aid, sweets, jam, jelly, you guys know all this. Less saturated fat, that's the bad fat, that's the kind of fat that clogs up our arteries. Number one source of saturated fat in the American diet is cheese, and nobody likes to hear that, but most of us need to eat a little bit less cheese. Whole milk, 2%, sour cream, butter, stick margarine. And then your fatty meats, that's bacon, sausage, bologna, hot dogs, all of those processed fatty meats we should eat less of. Now, I'm not telling you can't ever eat them, but just to cut back. And then baked goods, this hurts, I know. Donuts, pastries, Pop-Tarts, we get a lot of saturated fat. We get the bad fats from those products. So that's less of the bad, now more of the good. So most of us need to be eating more fruits and vegetables. The non-starchy veggies, this is the only thing, there's really no limit. I mean, lots of salad, broccoli, carrots, tomatoes, green beans, fresh fruit. Fresh fruit is good for you. Every type of fresh fruit is good for you. Most people should eat 2 to 4 servings a day. And then we need some protein. Protein is important for us to be healthy. We want that to be lean. We want lean protein sources, skim milk, 1% or 0.5%, fat-free cheese, Greek yogurt, chicken breast, turkey breast, fish, egg whites. The yolks, 4 per week is what the Heart Association is still recommending. Lean beef, lean pork. And you can use soy products if you want to try some of the veggie burgers. Whey protein is a very good lean protein, high quality protein. And then we also need a little bit of whole grains and heart healthy fats kind of to round out our diet. So little bit of 100% whole wheat bread or 100% whole wheat products, tortillas, bagels, whole grain cereals. There are several healthy whole grain cereals you can buy, Cheerios, shredded wheat, Wheaties. Starchy vegetables are actually pretty good for you. So small servings of corn, sweet potatoes, baked beans, that is recommended in a healthy diet. Brown rice, 100% whole wheat pasta, 100% whole wheat crackers. And then a little bit of the heart healthy fats. So having some nuts, some avocado, olive oil, canola oil, those are all heart healthy. They help food taste better. So including some of that is a good idea as well. So it's a mindset. You really have to decide that this is important to you and you're going to do it. Eating healthy is not going to happen unless you make a purposeful decision to do that. You have to believe that it's worth it. And I like to kind of compare healthy eating to financial planning. You have to plan to have retirement money and be financially responsible. It's not just going to happen. You know, and there are other things in our lives too that you have to make a commitment, you have to believe in it, you have to purposely make decisions that will support it. You have to say no sometimes. I have kids at home and I have to say no to them a lot. Mom, can we go to McDonald's? Can we get ice cream? Can we buy these cookies? You know, and also at work. You have to say no sometimes, that no, I don't think I'm going to eat that, or I don't want to eat there. And you have to be different sometimes. I tell people all the time, if you just go with the flow and you do what everybody else is doing and you eat what everybody else is eating, then you're not going to be eating healthy. And I think that's sad, but it's true. I mean, the typical American diet is not very healthy, so you just have to realize up front that you're going to have to make some decisions that kind of go against the flow. You have to think about it. It has to kind of be on your mind. You have to kind of plan what you're doing today, tomorrow, the weekend, because again, it's not going to just happen. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start with breakfast. Some healthy ideas. If you're going to just grab something, you're busy, you don't have time to really fix a big breakfast before you go to work. Greek yogurt or light yogurt, very healthy, very quick, very easy. Skim milk with whey protein. You can buy the whey protein and add that to your skim milk. That would be a healthy, quick breakfast. Instant oatmeal, the weight control oatmeal. I am pretty impressed with this because they have added whey protein to this. So there's as much protein in a packet of this oatmeal as like eating a boiled egg. And they also have not added any sugar. So they do use some artificial sweeteners in this. I think it's pretty tasty, and you know, if you have access to hot water at work, you can just have some of this in your desk or bring that with you, put it in a little styrofoam cup, add some hot water, and there you go. Quaker oat squares with dried fruit and nuts. I think that's really good. Throw a few dried apricots, a few walnuts, and a serving of the Quaker oat squares. That makes a good little homemade trail mix. Eat at home. If you have a few minutes, if you're going to eat at home before you go to work, having a whole grain cereal with skim milk is a good idea. My biggest recommendation there is to watch your serving size, because it's easy to eat a big bowl of cereal, and if you really look at the label, most of those will tell you the serving is about 3/4 of a cup. If you measure that into your bowl, it's really not very much. So be careful about your portions. Scrambled eggs and whole wheat toast. The Heart Association again is saying 4 egg yolks per week. It won't surprise me if there is a day that they allow us more than that. But for now, you know, we're not recommending you eat eggs every day, but you could certainly include those a few times a week. Yogurt with fresh fruit, old-fashioned oats with fruit and nuts. If you want to buy the canisters of oatmeal or the steel-cut oats and make your own, that's, of course, very healthy. Also on the website, this is Healthy Eating on the Run Month, and if you haven't seen it, there's a few resources on the website in the newsletter section. There are 20 healthy breakfast ideas and 20 healthy lunch ideas. So check that out on the website if you haven't done so already. I think you have some there on the table as well. So moving on to healthy lunches. What can you do when you're busy, you're on the go, and it's time for lunch? Bring to work, bring leftovers with extra veggies. So if you had hamburger helper or goulash last night, you can put a little bit in a container and bring it. If you have access to a refrigerator and a microwave, my suggestion to you is make sure you bring a serving of vegetables along with that. So you can put some frozen vegetables in your Tupperware container that you're bringing, or you can bring a salad, have that with your goulash. So don't forget to add the veggies with your leftovers. Salad with frozen grilled chicken. This is one of my favorite things to do. I always have some kind of frozen grilled chicken in my freezer, either the strips or chunks, and you know, you can throw some of that on a salad and by lunchtime it's kind of thawed out. So peanut butter and jelly with fresh fruit. Peanut butter is actually pretty healthy. So if you put that on 100% whole wheat bread, take an apple, that's actually a pretty healthy lunch. Very easy, very inexpensive. A healthy frozen dinner. And those of you that are reading the emails that you get through Healthy Connection, we did a little spotlight on the Healthy Choice Cafe steamers. I'm not a huge fan of frozen convenience foods. I think it's better when you can do foods that have not been highly processed, but they have really improved these. And I'm actually pretty impressed with some of the things you can buy. They have lowered the sodium in most of these. So the sodium in this one is 520. That's not bad for a meal. You know, if it's less than 800 for a meal, that's really not too bad. These have more vegetables than they used to have, and they're pretty tasty. And this isn't the only brand. There's other things that you can buy at the store that, you know, actually are pretty good and pretty healthy. If you're just really in a rush and you don't have time to really plan for anything else. The other thing I like to buy are these, I don't know if you've seen these, Immunity Blend. It says there's 2 servings in here. I always eat the whole thing. But it's just really good. Broccoli, this one has broccoli and carrots and peppers. I have a son who is just now on his own for the first time, and he's thankfully interested in eating healthy and wanting to know, you know, he tells me what he's eating. And so we went up to visit him a few weeks ago, and I took him a whole bunch of these in a freezer because I think they're perfect to just stick them in the microwave, and you can add them to one of these Healthy Choice meals, or you can add them to a steak or chicken breast. Now, if you're cooking for a family, then you'd want to get a bigger quantity. Leftover soup. Wintertime is great for making a big batch of soup on the weekend and bringing some of that for lunch. If you're going to eat at home, you can kind of do some of the same stuff. Warm up some leftovers, but be sure you're including vegetables in some fashion. You can have a sandwich with whole wheat bread and leftover meat, grilled cheese or egg and cheese sandwich. Cheese, we mentioned earlier, is the #1 saturated fat source in the American diet. I found this veggie cheese a couple years ago. It has 0 saturated fat, 0 trans fat, and it's really pretty good. So we use this on sandwiches at home. It works fine for a grilled cheese or an egg and cheese sandwich. At Walmart or Dillon, well, Walmart, you find it in the produce section by the salads, which is kind of weird. So when you're buying your salad, you'll see this. Okay. So lunch, if you're eating out, and as we're talking about eating out, eating healthy on the run, fast food is tough. I have reviewed all of that nutritional information again this week, and most of it is just too high in sodium for us to really come out and say, yes, it's healthy. But, you know, sometimes you are going to eat fast food, and that's okay, and there are certainly better choices and worse choices you can make. Salad with grilled chicken, so McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's. If you get a salad with the grilled chicken, not the fried chicken, those are tasty and pretty healthy. The chili at Wendy's is really good. It's pretty low in saturated fat. It's high in sodium, and you know, like I said, we couldn't find anything that was low in sodium that was fast food. So other than the sodium, you can find things that are low in calories and low in fat. McDonald's, a honey mustard grilled chicken snack wrap and a fruit and walnut salad, and I heard they're taking that off the menu. Gosh darn it. But their fruit and yogurt parfaits are pretty tasty and pretty healthy too. Subway, a 6-inch turkey without mayonnaise. You can go ahead and put some of the oil, vinegar stuff on there. Apples and baked Lay's, that would be an okay choice. It's still going to be high in sodium, but it's pretty tasty and not too much fat. Taco Bell, you can get Fresco style burritos and tacos. What they do, they leave off the cheese, they leave off the sour cream, they put extra like fresh salsa on their products, and they're pretty tasty. It lowers the fat. So some of the different healthier fast food choices. And I just saw on the news the other day that Burger King is going to offer a turkey burger. Anybody see that? So that'll be interesting. We'll have to see what that tastes like and the nutritional information on that. Dinner, when you're in a hurry and you don't have a lot of time to cook, you're eating at home, you can buy, they have a lot more of those frozen meal kits. You have to be careful because some of those are really high fat. But you can get, do you know what I'm talking about? Those frozen kits that they're real easy. You just warm them up basically. They have everything in it. Well, what I would do is add more vegetables to it. Even though it doesn't tell you to, add an entire bag of frozen broccoli, cauliflower, carrots, whatever, to whatever it is you're making to make it even a little more healthy. Grilled lean meat and veggies. I mean, it really doesn't take very long to throw something on the grill. If you have it thawed out and you have it in your fridge and you have it ready to go, throwing a steak or a piece of chicken on the grill, and we're finally getting back into kind of grilling season again. Salmon patties, salad, and frozen veggies, that would be something that wouldn't take very long to make, pretty darn healthy. We're big salmon fans. Salad, frozen grilled chicken, avocado, and whole wheat crackers. I'm going to show you a picture of that in a minute. Veggie omelet, whole wheat toast, and fresh fruit, and that, you know, I know that's kind of a breakfast choice, but why not? You could have that at supper. It's easy, healthy, tasty. So this is a picture of a salad with grilled chicken, avocado, and whole wheat crackers. This is something that my daughter and I eat probably twice a week, and you know, it literally takes about 5 minutes to throw this together. I'll cut the avocado in half and kind of start scooping it out. She'll get the chicken out of the freezer, warm it up in the microwave. And I always buy the box salads that are already prepared, so you just take some of that out and put it on your plate. And we like these oven roasted chicken bites from the Schwan's truck. They're like chicken nuggets, but they're not breaded. Again, a little bit too high in salt, but they taste really good and they work really well on a salad. A little bit of dressing, a few crackers, it's yummy. And then another idea, this is just salmon and a little bit of sweet potato and a whole bunch of veggies. So this meal took less than 10 minutes to fix as well. So if you're eating out for dinner, grilled chicken, salmon, or a small filet, if you can ask for the veggies instead of the potato or the rice or the pasta, you're going to be eating healthier. You're going to get less calories, less carbs. Salad, ask for the dressing on the side because sometimes they put way too much, and then just, you know, put a little bit on your salad. Salad with grilled chicken, I know you've already heard that a few times. Raz, the spinach salad, do they still have that? I don't know, I'm not sure, but that was a good, healthy, yummy choice. Village Inn has a really good veggie omelet with fresh fruit and whole wheat toast. Applebee's, one of their better choices was their sizzling Asian shrimp and broccoli. They also have the under 550 calorie menu, so Applebee's always has some things that you can get that would be pretty healthy. Sushi Miso, they have some stuff that's pretty healthy. Again, it's probably too high in sodium, but I've been impressed the few times I've eaten there. So moving on to snacks. Grab and go when you're, you know, in a hurry, you need to have a snack. It's going to be a while before your next meal. Fresh fruit, I mean, keep bananas, apples, nuts. Nuts, one of my favorite snacks to recommend. You get the heart healthy fat, you get fiber, you get a little protein. But again, the main thing about that is watching your serving. So about 1/4 of a cup, that's not very much. Whole wheat crackers, just one serving, not eating the whole box or bag. And there's the Quaker Oat Squares, your homemade trail mix. You can grab that. A little box of raisins, be okay. If you're at home, maybe you're watching a little basketball. If you want some popcorn, one of the best ways to eat popcorn is to pop it yourself in canola oil or olive oil. You can put a tiny bit of salt on there if you want. Sugar-free Jell-O, as much as you want of that if you want something sweet. Veggies and hummus, that's a good snack. That's a good halftime during the basketball game, watching KU K-State snack. Yogurt with fresh fruit, a boiled egg, peanut butter on a slice of whole wheat bread, so that would be a good snack too. Low-fat cottage cheese, you're going to get some protein, and small bowl of cereal with skim milk, and again, small is the important word on that one. So to do this, we kind of already mentioned this, but it really does take a little bit of planning. So if you can, on your days off or on the weekends, if you can plan a few meals for the following week, that's going to help you. Every now and then I run across somebody who writes out a menu and they know exactly what they're going to have every day for the next week. Do any of you guys do that? Some of you do. I am not that organized. That's really impressive if you plan your meals a week ahead. But at least if you do some planning, you go to the store, you make a big batch of chili or vegetable soup. I do rely on leftovers at my house because I don't have time to cook every day. It's not going to happen. So cook a turkey. I've been doing that a lot this winter, and I don't know why I haven't done it before, but I have been buying turkey breasts, and you put them in your fridge for a couple days, let them thaw out, and then I bought one of those crock pots that's like oblong shaped, and put it in there with a little bit of water. I usually buy a bag of carrots and wash those and cut the tops off, throw that in there, turn it on low, and when I get home from work, oh my gosh, that is so good. The meat just kind of falls off the bone, and then I have turkey for a few more meals that we can either make wraps with or sandwiches or put on salads. I just think that's so much better than buying the processed turkey deli meat, and it tastes better too. Grill several chicken breasts, and we talked about that it's grilling season again almost. So buy a whole bag, grill those chicken breasts, and then you have chicken to work with for a few more meals. Cut up your raw veggies when you have time to do that, and then you can just grab those out of the fridge. Make your sugar-free Jell-O, make your snack baggies. If you open a can of mixed nuts, it's really hard to stop at 1/4 of a cup. So it might be a good idea to buy some of those little snack baggies, measure out 1/4 of a cup in your little snack baggies, and grab those as you're going here and there. You can buy little individual bags of almonds too, but they cost a little bit more. So if you make your own, it's going to be a little less expensive. And then do the same thing with your crackers or your trail mix. Boil and peel your eggs, when you have time to do that. Make a grocery list. So going shopping, it's real important that you're in the right frame of mind when you go buy your groceries. And it is true, you should not go shopping on an empty stomach because you're not going to have the same resolve. You're going to be much more apt to put things in your cart that you really shouldn't be putting in your cart. The other thing I've learned is I try not to take my kids with me. So I do a lot better when there's not somebody saying, "Can I have this, please, please, please?" So you want to have your veggies in your freezer. Frozen veggies, I'm a big fan of frozen veggies. They don't spoil. They can stay in there, a long time. You get out what you need. You warm it up in the microwave. fresh fruit, whole grains, salad, and like I said, I always buy the ones that are already chopped up. I quit making my own salads years ago. Skim milk, 0.5%, 1%, lean meat, peanut butter, have some peanut butter on hand, eggs. And then try not to buy the chips and the cookies and the pastries, sweetened cereals, calorie-containing beverages. If you don't buy regular Pepsi and you don't buy regular Kool-Aid, then nobody's going to drink it if you don't buy it. Lunch meat, I am not a big fan. Bologna, that kind of stuff. Hot dogs, cheese, limit. Frozen pizzas, burritos, we want to limit that kind of stuff. So, ball games and road trips, you're going to do better if you take your own snacks. And I know sometimes you can't take them in. I don't know if some of you are going to spend a lot of time at the JUCO tournaments this week, but if you rely on the concession stands, almost anywhere you go, it's just not healthy, which again, I think that's sad. I think it's sad that there's not very many healthy choices, but you're going to do better if you kind of prepare, bring some stuff along. So wellness is really a way of life. Your health is one of your greatest assets, and we take it for granted. We don't realize that until we lose some of our health, and then we realize we've been taking it for granted. So 8 out of 10 of the leading causes of death and disease are preventable. That's huge. So, why not prevent the heart disease, the type 2 diabetes? And this kind of goes back to, why are we doing this? Do we believe in it? Is it worth it? Yes, it is. It is worth it. You are the only person who can make wellness a part of your life. It really has to come from you. Nobody else can do it for you. Small changes over time create big results. So when we're working with people, we always are telling people, don't change everything overnight, because that is too hard. But make little changes you can live with, kind of build on that, and small changes over time are going to make a difference. And the glass really is half full. So this is good. This is a good thing. It's worth it. So, questions, comments?
I get really confused sometimes, like you mentioned peanut butter and nuts, don't they have a lot of saturated fat?
Okay, peanut butter and nuts, don't they have a lot of saturated fat? They don't. They're mostly the heart healthy fat. So now, 20 years ago, we thought that all fats were bad. So I was recommending to everybody, anybody who came and saw me when I first started out as a dietitian, the guidelines at that time were do fat-free everything, cut back on fat, don't eat any kind of fat. And in the recent years, I would say the recent decade, they have proven that over and over and over, that there are healthy fats and there are unhealthy fats. So we've really separated that out. There was a time in my life I didn't eat very much peanut butter and nuts because I thought they were not good for me. But now, there's enough science behind it that they are good. So peanut butter, nuts, olive oil, canola oil, avocados, those would all fit into that heart healthy category, that it's really a good idea to include some of that every day. The Mediterranean diet is very high in olive oil and nuts and heart healthy fat, and they're showing really good results with that type of an eating plan. So peanut butter, actually the very, very best thing is get the natural peanut butter, where the peanuts are just ground up and they don't add anything to it. And by the way, I was at Smith's Market one time and they were making it. They have a machine in there, they're just dumping peanuts in there and it grinds them up and it comes out. It's like, that's really cool. But you can also buy it at the store. The natural or the old-fashioned peanut butter, the oil has separated, and don't pour that off. You're supposed to just stir that up. So that's really the absolute most healthy kind of peanut butter. Any other questions? Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you all for coming.